Hello everyone. So today is day one of building my expense tracker. So guys हम आज क्या करने वाले हैं? मैं AI यूज करने वाला हूँ क्लॉड, ठीक है। इससे हम एक एक्सपेंस ट्रैकर ऐप बनाने वाले हैं। बेसिकली ये रहेगा पहले वेब ऐप ही। इसको हम क्या करेंगे, मतलब इसमें हम जैसा जो भी डेली एक्सपेंसेस होता है उसको हम ट्रैक करेंगे, ठीक है। एंड एट द एंड देखते हैं कि कितना हमने खर्च किया, राइट। इसको फिर हम बाद में एक्सटेंड करेंगे, right कि we'll add LLMs there to understand if we are spending too much or too little, and then we can get some insights from it. And at the end we'll also deploy it to AWS. Okay, so all using Claude Code. A little bit about myself. So I'm Shubham. So I have around close to 8 years of experience in IT. I worked as SRE, a DevOps guy, and also a backend developer. Okay, so without waiting for anything, then let's get started. Okay, so पहले हम क्या कर लेते हैं, मैंने एक फाइल बनाया एक्सपेंस ट्रैकर करके। इसमें हम अपना स्पेक्स बना लेते हैं कि हम करेंगे क्या। तो अपना पहला रिक्वायरमेंट ये है कि इट शुड इट शुड ट्रैक द एक्सपेंसेस, ठीक है, in entered day wise. Okay, so what I wanted to do is, so if let's take an example of today. So I should be able to enter what I have used for this, what is the reason, what is the amount that I have spent today. Enter day wise. It should take two inputs, something like two inputs, a reason for the spend and the amount. Okay, and the second one what we should have is we should be able to filter the expenses, right, from a particular day. Okay, and yeah, so what I'll do is first we will before going all in at once, okay, we will save this file first. Yeah, this is not MD file, I'll just put it as a txt file, expenstracker.txt. Okay, so we'll do this thing. Okay, so before we code this out, okay, let me create another folder which is expense underscore tracker, right? So within this folder all our code would be there. So before we start our developing journey, okay, what I want to do is we should first have a claude.md file. Okay, so the reason of that file is it will guide our development in a structured process. Okay, so that whenever we open this VS Code tomorrow, then the VS Code would be, I mean, then our Claude would be aware that okay, that I'm someone who is required to to develop this expense tracker app. Okay, so it will be very focused. So let us create an MD, a claude.md file. So I have given the command called init. Let me scroll up a bit. Since there is no code base, we'll have to give one. The project is essentially empty, but yeah, we'll ask it. We'll write an honest minimal that with many commands or that don't exist. So what I will do is I will allow it to hit one. Okay. Click one. So what it has done is it has created a Claude.mp. Okay, let us show what it has done. Okay. So if you see, this file provides guidance to the Claude code, right? When working with the code in the repository, that is what we were talking about. So there is this product spec which we have created, and there is a 6-month trigger empty package directly intended to hold the application code. See, this is what I was talking about. And also we need to create a requirements.txt file, which will have our package dependencies. Okay, we will not write a single piece of code. We'll ask Claude to do it. That is what the intention of this is today. Okay, so now let us. This is fine. This will change as we progress through this. So the app will be developed using Django framework. So can you update the requirements.txt with the required modules? Now, if you see, right, so here Claude is also suggesting us if it can install it and set up the Django project. So I'll tell it, install it and scaffold the Django project, and also there is a .venv already created. Use that. I'll give it 2 that I do not want it to ask for pip install again. Now let us see how this goes. Okay, we'll be using AI only. Okay, a little bit of our coding sense here, but most of us will mostly will be developing this app using the AI tools only. Okay, so that is what my intention is, and let's see how this project develops over the period of time. So what it asks me to remove this, and okay. Yeah. So it is basically asking me, if I can create this file. What I'll do is, currently it is asking us for permission for each edit it is making. So instead, what we can do is we can give it option 2, so that it won't ask us for any permissions. Okay. So if you see, right, so it is created the expenses directory, and I'll give, do not ask me again for similar commands. Right. The one other thing which I forgot was we should be using SQLite database. Okay, instead of going all the fancy databases, let us start with the SQLite 3. We set up used initially and can be scaled later. Let me save it. And the other thing what I want to do is, can you update the Claude.md the updated all right. Okay, so what I'll do is we will create a step-by-step plan here. Okay, code plan.txt, right? Okay, so the first step would be to research to finalize the database first. Finalize the DB. Yeah, so first we need to finalize the DB, DB schema. Okay, then to what to finalize the what do you call the endpoints for this app. For this app, yeah. So what we'll do is first we will make this app ready, at least from the backend side. Okay, so instead of before going to the UI, we will see whether the backend is ready or not. Okay, and then we can go in step by step. So basically that is my plan. So first we develop the backend, okay, and then we go developing the UI. So let me ask the same for the Claude. So I have developed a code plan in code plan.txt. Can you think about the steps which are defined in them? Okay, so it has given us something on the database. Okay, so first what it is asking is it is saying that it will give us a just saying something. Which interface style should the expense tracker use? Server render HTML, Django term no extra dependence. You get the working web pages to add or list or filter. So I think REST API, JSON API, we are added to this. Specify separate front end or mobile client will consume it. I think yeah. So this is our plan basically, right? So at the end of the day, we will develop a UI, right, which will call this API, and then we can slowly scale it out to developing an Android app as well. So I'll go with option 2 here. Then what granularity should the timestamp use? Matches date field only, date time field. Yeah, no, I think adding expenses by date is enough instead of going all to the date time. That is too much in my view. I need to submit the answers. Fine. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we were talking about. So this is our database schema. So it gives us a auto incrementable primary key. Then there is a date field. Then there is a reason, right? Then there is an amount, and there is a created. Yeah, I think this is fine. For our phase one, instead of going all big at once, let us build it in step by step, and let's see how this app grows. And the endpoints are expenses add, expenses. Okay, add. Okay. One other thing, I should also, I think, have an API, right, to delete. Okay, it is already there. Update or delete with a model set view. Okay, can be disabled if you want the added list. Okay. So before creating it, can you create a plan for this before writing any code? So no, this is the good thing, and this is the best practice, right? So before we ask Claude to do this, we should ask it to, we should give it the context which it needs, basically. The which is what the Claude.md has, right? So if our tool will not have a good context, then it won't do any good. So that is the reason. Give as much context as possible. But not as much as possible, basically, but as much as it needs, because context is the money which we spend here. If we overflow it with all the bad context, then we get bad code. Okay, so can you? So when I ask, well, it is giving me a finalized plan, right? Okay. So I've written the full implementation plan, and here's the summary. So what first one is installing dependencies. Fine. Schema, expense model. Yes. API. Yes. Admin. Right. Test. Yeah, we need to also have test. The plan is saved and no code has been written yet. Want me to proceed? Yes. Yes. So it is now writing out the code. So in this series, this is my whole idea. I'll be developing a bunch of apps, okay, using AI tools, and of course, it's good. It's good. A beginner can also start, but I would say it's good, if you are have some working experience as a developer also, because so anyone can develop a project, but deploying it, maintaining it, right, when this app crashes, we should have some idea, right? So this is what the working as a developer gives you overall. Yeah, this is good, I think. One other thing I forgot to forgot to mention was we should also deploy this using a UVCon, right? UVCon at the end. No problem. We will do it. Okay, so what is asking? Okay, make migrations, right? Yeah, it needs to create the tables, right? So I'll ask it not to ask again for similar commands. Okay, so it has created, it seems. Okay, what was well, dependencies are set. Schema is set, API is also set, test verify it yourself. Okay, so it is asking me to run the server. Okay, one amounts are validated positive at the API layer. If you want to later this is this okay. So what we'll do is we'll ask it only to run the server. Can you run the server at your end? And let me copy this URL. Okay, so the app is up and running. So okay, it's still loading. Okay, so here it is. Let me see what this gives. Okay, it gives page not found. Okay, so it gives us the expenses list. Okay, we need to go to this API route. And yeah, so this is get. Okay, if I go here, if I give today's date and reason test. Right, so as you can see here, right, so we have created one test amount, okay, which is what being shown here. So all right, so we saw that, right, we were trying to load it in the OpenAPI format, but it was not doing it. So basically there is a different package, it seems. So that is the reason I've asked this. Doesn't Django have this OpenAPI spec format? And it says that we need to add this DRF spectacular. Even I'm not sure what is this DRF spectacular, but using this we can see it in the OpenAPI format, which is very much convincing, right, for the new for the first timers or for the, and as for my experience, I use this OpenAPI spec a very lot. So it has done a couple of changes here, right? And at the end, it gave me this Swagger UI link. Okay, so if I open it, right? So this is our Swagger UI link, and here it has the list of endpoints here. Basically. So okay, this is a get post, get by a specific ID. I mean, if you wanted to see what is there on a particular ID. So let us do one thing. We'll test everything now because this is the first time I'm doing. June 27. Let me copy this. So if I execute it, right, we can get these one and so one. This was added by the Claude itself, and the second one is by test, which is test, which we have added it. Post is to create a expense. We'll put another test, and this is 13. Right, so this is 201. So that means this has been created. Now, if I try to get it, you can see. Okay? So another test. This being there. Now this is there. Fine. What I'll do is I'll try to get a unique ID here. Okay. If I click on execute, it says that okay, that we have done this one. Okay. Another feature which what I'm thinking is, right, as the app goes, I mean, I think querying it via ID would be less scalable. Okay, so what I'm talking about is today is 27 June, but okay, later this ID will be growing, right? So it will be 999, 49s, 59s, and so on. So possibly we should do a get based on date, right? So I think date must be the primary key here, because if we have ID as a primary key, right, we may fall into scalability problems later, is what I'm feeling. But yeah, I think this is good for the day one perspective, but we will make this out. And there is also put to update. There's this patch endpoint also, and there's this delete endpoint also. So what I'll do is, let me delete all of them. So if I give 2 now, if I give 3 now, okay, so now let us, so after I've deleted all of these 3, I've tried to get the list of expenses. Now I can see that there are none. Now let us go back to our terminal. So using it in the Open API is a little bit intuitive, I would say. Okay. The other, which what we have talked about is the slash ID So instead, what we're trying to do is, instead, what if we update the database and our endpoint to have a top level filter date and then an ID underneath it. Right, so I guess I hope what we have understood the problem. So what is happening is, I mean, this ID is fine, but what will happen is, as we grow, and as the users try to use this app, so the ID will grow exponentially, right? So instead, what we have to do is, we can add this as a filter. So get expenses on a particular day, right? Yeah. So this is what I was talking about. Get expenses on a particular day. So it will list all of the expenses, and then based on that we can query. So an ID can be in multiple places, right? So that is what the understanding is. So we had nesting ID and the date. So I think the ID number will grow as and when the expenses are added, and also it is what is the primary key. Good. So basically what we're doing is, we are sharing our thoughts, okay? And we are also asking for the tool also, if it sees any holes in this design. Let's see. Right. Okay. This is one thing which I did not think about. Okay. Uh, okay, but why not? No, okay, so okay. I think this is fine. But it's a pretty large number as it says, but this I wasn't aware of it. But okay, what I wanted was, okay, this is already there in the query string, right? Okay, so we can get all the expenses per day. Right. This is for creating of expenses. I think this is good. I think it shouldn't be a problem. You can okay get excited the model. You can show per day too. No, I think this is fine. No, this is fine. Okay. So, oh yeah, we need to stop the server. The other thing, since we have done a couple of decisions here, we'll also ask it to update cloud.md. Okay. Okay. The server is stopped. We can check. Fine. Now, yeah. So this is what we were talking about, right? That we need to update the cloud.md with the API endpoints. Do it. Okay. I think this is all good. This cloud.md is also updated. So, okay. I think this should be enough for day one, because today what we have covered is we have created the endpoints, we have tested the endpoints. So I think this should be good for today. So in the next video, what we can do is we'll develop the UI for it. Okay, and then add authentication and all those stuff. We'll make it production ready. Okay, that is my goal for this app. Okay, and I'm targeting it to do it in 30 days, but let us see how this goes. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye.